Hey, face the facts, face the facts, the facts, face the facts, face the facts, the facts, the facts. Welcome to Face the Facts. Hey, Face the Facts podcast right now. Face the Facts podcast right now.
Welcome to the first ever inaugural Face the Facts podcast with
Yo
and Joe.
That's right. And in the first episode today, we're covering a topic that is trending right now. Number one topic. Is it number one, Joe?
It's number one in your hearts and number one in your minds.
It's number one for you.
It's a touchy subject. As everybody knows, we just finished having no sports because of the whole COVID-19, and we finally got done with the Last Dance documentary. Now, I myself am a diehard Bulls fan and a huge Michael Jordan fan, and I believe he is the best basketball player to ever play the game.
Yeah, Joe.
Here comes the popular, unpopular opinion.
LeBron James is number one of all time.
No way.
And I'm gonna give you my reasons. I'm gonna give you my reasons why LeBron's number one.
Okay.
All right. What is it about Michael Jordan you love so much? What you gonna say? 6 rings, right?
No, I don't even have to do that. The killer instinct. The man would not lose. And even after watching this documentary, he would invent things to make himself be better in a game, in a situation, in a series. Never went to a game 7. Never had to go to a game 7.
Okay.
And 6 for 6, just a little sprinkle on top.
So, okay, what is your number one reason for being a fan of this dude? First of all, do you recall when you became a fan of Michael Jordan?
I do.
When is this?
I was watching the 92 Eastern Conference playoffs, and this dude went baseline and slammed on Patrick Ewing, who's probably the biggest man I'd ever seen at that point in my life. And I was like, wow, this guy is serious. And I just started watching the Bulls, and I became a fan. And even after he left, I had some rough years.
Yeah.
We had like Marcus Fizer and guys you couldn't even.
I don't even know that.
Right, Rusty LaRue. It was bad.
I mean, he's rusty, so.
He's rusty.
Yeah.
He was on that championship team. You never saw that kid play.
Yeah. No, I mean, okay, so, I mean, I was following Michael Jordan for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the 6 rings and all this kind of stuff. Killer instinct, I'll give you that. Okay? But me being the dude I am and being, you know, someone that's coming from the podcast that I used to host, okay, I'm looking more at the mindfulness aspect of Michael Jordan. Right. And that's my problem with him. This game is phenomenal, okay? But what does Michael Jordan stand for other than the game of basketball? That's what I care about.
You know, but everybody doesn't have to do that. You know how much charity Michael Jordan gives, but nobody knows?
Okay.
So you got to remember, Michael did this when there was no social media. There was no podcast. There weren't like Twitter. There was no Instagram, Facebook. You couldn't check in at the hotel like, ooh, Chicago Bulls here at the hotel. Yeah. You know what I mean? But this dude had tons of people around him all the time. Like every game afterwards, people at the hotel, people backstage, people outside the arena waiting and looking for autographs and following him. The guy, I mean, it's got to be a hard life. You can't move around freely as you'd like to because you're so popular in a time where imagine Dennis Rodman in Vegas and we have Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. Yeah. Dennis Rodman would have been fined every weekend. Yeah. Like you couldn't have done that kind of stuff nowadays.
I'm going to say this to you, and I hear you. But the thing about it is, and I know we talked about this on the podcast we did before when you were a guest. I think that we talk about great power. This man, granted, on the basketball court, and that's still debatable. Okay,
it is not debatable.
It is debatable.
It is not debatable.
So this man is okay. What's his strongest attribute?
His strongest attribute, I think, is the guy's will. He just willed himself to do things. Yeah. Like you couldn't. If you watch the documentary, there's parts where he's like, all right, well, this guy didn't say hi to me at dinner, the coach. Yeah. He says hi to me every other time. Yeah. He decided he didn't want to say hi to me. Cool. Take it as a personal thing.
Use it as fuel.
I'm going to use it as fuel, and I'm going to go and I'm going to assassinate you. Yeah. And that's what they did. Like those Sonics teams that they played against, that team was good in the Western Conference for like 5 years. They weren't like a bad team. They were a great team.
All right. Let me give you. I'm not taking anything from what you're saying, but Michael Jordan didn't have that pressure on him from the time he was 13, 14 years old. LeBron James, not only has he had pressure on him since he was a child.
He's lived up to the pressure.
He's lived up to that pressure.
And then some.
But I mean, granted, he did bring some on himself by giving himself that number 23.
Right.
So I kind of didn't like the fact that he did that, honestly.
I don't like the fact that they called this kid the king before he was even in the NBA.
The only reason they call him the king is because his name is James. Like, you're King James.
Still, but you ran with it. Like, you knew, like, all right, so I appreciate the fact he took that pressure on, and he embraced it, and he's doing everything he's done. I think LeBron's a great human being.
Yeah.
But as a basketball player, he's soft as baby shit.
All right, let me ask you this question, okay?
You ever see Michael Jordan get carried off the floor because he didn't have enough Powerade? No. Right.
So Michael Jordan never got dehydrated, man?
Of course he got dehydrated. He dropped 38 points in a game winner, too, with food poisoning.
LeBron was thirsty. What do you want him to do? Man, he was thirsty.
They carried him off the thing like he tore an Achilles or something, bro, because he didn't have enough Powerade. Come on. You can't even, like, come on.
Maybe you forgot.
The dude is 6'9"? 6'8"?
6'8". 6'8".
270?
Maybe.
270, 280?
What that got to do with it?
He flops, man. He flops like a 7th grade middle schooler in a damn gym, man.
But that's what everybody does, man.
Come on. See, right. Think about what you said. That's what everybody does.
Maybe he used to play soccer or something when he was a kid. So, he learned to flop early. What do you want him to do?
You could not do that back then. And people say old school, new school. I get it. I grew up, playing basketball, I taught my daughter to hand check. Yeah. You can't hand check no more.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you used to be able to put your body, all right, we're going to get this. Like, you have to work for it. So, we're like, they weren't scoring like that 70, 80, 90. Yeah, because you were getting an elbow to the throat every time you went to the lane. Like, don't get me wrong, LeBron's a big guy. He's a tough guy. But I don't think he would have been as unstoppable in that league as he is now.
Joe, you are not about to convince me that Michael Jordan is greater than LeBron James. Because let me say this to you, okay? Who's the greatest boxer of all time?
That everybody's got their opinion. I would say Ali.
Okay. Why do you say Ali is the greatest boxer of all time?
Because he didn't back down from nobody. Now, most ferocious boxer of all time, I'd say Tyson. I wouldn't say Ali. Definitely. Most defensive boxer of all time, I would say greatest would have to be Floyd Mayweather. But it's different aspects.
Do you know how many losses Muhammad Ali has?
I think like 5 or 6.
Okay. Muhammad Ali was a man, he wasn't undefeated. Okay?
No.
He was not undefeated. This man did go out on his shield. But I think his legacy, which is a word I like to use.
Right.
I'm all about that legacy.
I get it.
His legacy is beyond boxing.
Right.
This man stood for something in a time when people who looked like him were sort of kept at bay, and sort of kept back from doing certain things that they wanted to do.
But everybody doesn't have to fight those fights. Muhammad Ali chose to fight that fight. How many other people chose not to, and you didn't hear about them? Which is why he is as famous as he is.
So you combine the talent with standing for something.
What I'm saying is, Michael Jordan had the greatest talent in the world. Yeah. Just because he didn't delve into politics, does that make him less of a person? Or he didn't? You don't know what he used his platform for. Maybe he did things behind the scenes and just didn't want the clout for it.
I highly doubt it. That man loved the
Not
camera.
really. I mean, this dude is competitive as heck, man. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, there's so many charities that man gives to.
Yeah.
I'm sure he gives to a ton of charities.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it's not happening.
I just
you
feel
don't know what it is.
I'm sure he does. I mean, I'm not here to tell you he doesn't.
Right.
But excuse me. What I'm about to say to you is LeBron James is not only known for his performance on the court, but sort of how he's held up himself under all that pressure.
Listen, I think he's a great guy. If I had the game on the line and I wanted somebody to take my shot,
I can't argue that.
I'm taking Mike. I don't want.
I'm taking Steve.
I don't want the guy to get cramps because in the last 2 seconds.
If the game's on the line, I'm getting Steve Kerr to drop a 3-pointer for me and make me look good.
Well, no, that's smart basketball. If I know they're double teaming me because I'm the greatest ever and I know who's going to be open. Yeah. If you ever watch that sequence of Steve Kerr hitting that shot, Mike is on the bench holding his cup going like, listen, man, I know the camera's on me, like, be ready. Yeah. I know they coming for me, be ready. All right. That's why you saw Steve Kerr saying, if he switches off, I'll be there. Yeah. I'll be there. Why will he be there? Because he told him, listen, I already know what they're going to do. I know how this game goes. Be ready. When I throw this to you, nail that shot. And that's what happened. He planned that. He knew. He was so great, he knew they were going to double team him.
LeBron James was so tired of dominating the East Coast, he went to the West Coast to get a challenge. It. Michael Jordan never had the guts. Never had the guts to go to the West Coast.
Never had to go to the West Coast. Do you think about how many Hall of Famers played when Michael Jordan played that did not win because of Michael Jordan? You got to think from 91 to 99, to 98, 99.
Yeah.
Nobody won.
Yeah.
How many Hall of Famers are in that year span? You have David Robinson. You have Patrick Ewing. You have Hakeem Olajuwon. Well, Hakeem.
Well, he won a couple.
He won when he was there.
Yeah,
you have Barkley.
Yeah.
You have Barkley. You
Barkley
have who else do you have?
Magic did stop winning championships once Jordan got on the scene.
The Pistons were done.
And, of course, AIDS also stopped him. He got defeated by that.
Jeez, that's rough. AIDS didn't stop him. His Magic ain't even got corona, boy. He got maybe
if he had corona, that would have stopped him.
Yeah, that would have stopped corona.
Yeah.
Magic would have stopped corona.
Yeah.
No, they just, I mean, you got to think of all the Hall of Famers that are out there. Gary Payton didn't win. Malone, Stockton.
Yeah.
Barkley. That's all in the West. Yeah. They were tough in the West. Who else do we have in the East? Reggie Miller, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Never won because of him.
That's true.
The Knicks never won because of them.
Yeah.
Who else? You had young upstarts. I mean, I don't know. Chris Webber's maybe a Hall of Famer, but he was with the Bullets back then.
But how much credence do you give to longevity? This man has been at the top of the game for 20 years, man.
Yeah, but you'd be at the top of the game too if the refs helped you every game.
He stays in shape.
He puts his work in. I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah.
You don't tell me he gets a lot of wacky calls. You can't tell me those flopping calls.
Every superstar gets that.
You always know at the end of a game it's controversial call.
Every superstar gets that.
Look at poor J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
The league is so in favor of LeBron James. J.R. Smith will never play in the NBA again for messing up that pass. And he's not a bad player. Nobody's going to sign him.
J.R. Smith ain't going to play again because he's crazy.
You pissed off LeBron, you're out of the league. That's bad, man.
Oh, what happened to Delonte West? You ever heard of him?
The last thing I heard about Delonte West was sad, man. He said he was on social media, like, people were pleading for him because they found him, like, he was, like, in traffic jumping on people's cars.
Yeah.
Like, that mental health is serious, man.
Well, for those that don't know who Delonte West is, that's the dude that played with LeBron James and his mother as well.
He apparently had a relationship with his mom, but we don't know if that's true.
Yeah, we don't.
But after that came out, guess what? Delonte West wasn't playing in the NBA no more.
That's true.
You make LeBron mad, that's it. You out.
That's the king, man.
Yeah, man.
Off with his head.
All right, now I'll put it like this for you. Baseball, right?
Yeah.
Me and you were batting, right?
Yeah.
We're in a game. I'm batting 6 for 6. Yeah. You're batting 3 for 9.
Yeah.
Who do you want taking the last swing to win the game?
I mean, the 6 for 6 dude.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah. All right.
Numbers don't lie.
All right. Well, I still like LeBron James better because you know what I'm saying. Like listen. When nobody else. Okay.
One thing I'm learning about you is you're a hater. You're a hater. You're a little bit of a hater.
You trying to say I should change my last name to hater?
Yeah, Yohance hates. That's what it should be called. Because you just be hating, bro. Like all the greats, you just like, nah, I don't know about that guy.
I don't like to follow the crowd, man. I'm one of those dudes.
You have to follow. Listen, I don't necessarily like LeBron James as the GOAT of basketball.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely top 5.
Yeah.
But I think he's behind Kobe.
He's behind Kobe too.
He's behind Kobe. And I think
I can't say nothing about Kobe. He just passed away.
Right. No, I think he's definitely behind Kobe.
Okay.
And I never liked Kobe in the beginning. I like Kobe.
Me too.
I like older Kobe. I didn't like younger.
I like older Kobe.
I like 24 Kobe. I didn't like 8 Kobe.
He was a genius, though.
Right. Yeah. So Kobe was like, I think Kobe's ahead of LeBron.
Yeah.
And I have to say Kareem too. Because Kareem had the most unstoppable shot in the world, in the history of the game. That sky hook was unstoppable. Nobody can stop that. He's 7'3".
And he had 20 years of greatness.
Right.
Yeah, 20 years.
He was in his 40s putting up 20-point games.
I think LeBron's going to pass the scoring record, though.
Yeah, but only because of longevity.
You can't say only. That's a big deal.
But think about it. But if Mike, you got to figure, like, so LeBron came straight from high school and has been playing ever since, right? Fair. Give him that. Great, beautiful. Yeah. Mike went to college, so that's 3 years right there off of it.
Yeah.
And then he retired twice for 18 months one time and then 2-3 years the next time.
Well, the first time he retired, didn't he retire the first time because of gambling or something like that?
No, that was speculation.
That ain't no speculation, man. They kept that on the low, man.
Dude, do you think that a multi-million-dollar conglomerate like the NBA is going to just let their biggest money – that's like LeBron getting in trouble right now and they're saying just retire. We're not going to tell people we're letting you go. You're the biggest money attraction in the business. Why am I going to make you go away?
So
it doesn't make sense. You think those guys wanted to lose that money by Michael Jordan not being in the league? The years that Michael Jordan was not in the league, all the ratings went down, all the revenue went down. And then he came back, it blew up.
Yeah, they blew up, yeah.
So, you can't – I don't care what – I mean, you could be the stupidest person in the world if they're not going to lose their money. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to tell you, hey, take 18 months off. We're going to lose all this money because you did something wrong. No, they're not going to do that. If the courts ain't going to do that, you know what I'm saying? It would be different if he went to jail or something.
Yeah.
Then they would be like, well, we have no choice. That's out of our hands. But they're not going to choose to be like, you know what, you retire for 18 months and then see where this goes.
I mean, I feel you, okay? And I actually haven't really looked into whether or not he got
So apparently our LeBron and Michael Jordan conversation got so deep it drained our batteries. We had to pause and come back.
We're just working out the kinks, all right? We're just working out the kinks here. But bottom line is, Joe agreed with me that LeBron's the greatest player of all time. And then we can end the top. No?
I think Yohance has a clicker somewhere and he freezed it when he had no more facts. It's like he didn't do his research.
Listen, I was supposed to be facts over here, and you trying to tell me I don't have my facts ready?
I'm face, you're the facts. And the problem is you need to face the facts.
All right. So I'm face that.
My fact is the truth right now.
All right. So I guess okay. Let me just to finish it up on my end.
Okay.
LeBron James, in my opinion, is the greater human being.
LeBron.
LeBron. He's the greater human being. I'll put it that way. Overall, as like a sort of a figure to
you
sort of.
You can't say he's the greater human being because you actually don't know what kind of human being Michael Jordan is because he's
public figure.
But he has a better image.
Okay, I'll give you.
I would say he's got a cleaner image.
All right.
You know,
you got a cleaner image.
He has no scandal. Or anything attached to him.
Which is impressive considering how long he's been in the limelight for as long as he's been.
Or he just pays the people he scandals to a lot of money to shut up.
You gotta keep a good circle, man.
You never know, man. You gotta keep those people out.
You gotta keep a good circle.
You mean to tell me LeBron ain't got no side chicks?
We ain't never heard of him.
Right.
Rich Paul and his boys, he paying. Listen,
right. Somebody got a boom boom phone somewhere in that crew. They have to.
He might be smarter than Tiger Woods.
Right. Oh no, Tiger Woods is stupid as hell.
Who was Tiger Woods hanging out with though at that time?
I don't know. Apparently, a lot of white girls.
I'll tell you who. No, I'm saying
who hanging out with. That's got his ass clubbed.
Okay, who was his boy back then though? Who was one of his boys back then?
Oh, don't put Michael Jordan. Man. How you gonna do that, man? Oh man.
Michael Jordan was not done with this. He was setting him up for failure. All right. All right. So y'all decide who the greatest player of all time is. That's y'all decision, okay?
6 for 6. All defensive player of the year. LeBron ain't never gonna have all defensive player of the year, and LeBron ain't never gonna win 2 dunk championships because he's a punk that won't go dunk. So that's the end of the conversation.
All right, we'll end it right there. And this has been the first episode, this little test episode. What do you call this? It's like in show business.
It's like the pilot.
The pilot.
This is the pilot episode.
Hey man.
So give us a follow, click the like, subscribe. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Wait a minute. But before we go, Joe, what can they expect from this podcast? Why are they tuning in?
We're going to give you the stuff you want to hear, raw and unfiltered. And sometimes we're going to agree and we're going to argue and disagree. And it's going to happen. But it's going to be unfiltered honesty, and we're going to touch all subjects. Nothing is going to be too taboo. Nothing is going to be off limits. It's going to be very insightful, mindful. We're going to try to bring you, celebrities, special guests, all kinds of people that can help you in your life.
Yep.
Midget strippers.
I don't know about that, but if you say so, man, I'm going to trust you.
We got to be midget strippers. We got to sneak them in or my wife will kill them.
Yeah. You
got to hit them in a bag, a duffel bag or something.
You did not say that.
What midget? Little people stripper? I don't know what they call them. Whatever. Pint size, fun size.
Yeah, man. But we're gonna have guests on. We're gonna have people who are gonna make you think. We're gonna have people that are gonna entertain you. We're gonna have local celebrities. We're gonna have big name celebrities that you may know. And
we're gonna get there. We're gonna work on that.
Oh, we're gonna work on that.
We're gonna work on that.
We'll get it. We got it.
All from the local comforts at 607.
607, baby. Face
the facts.
That's right.